I'd like to wish everyone a happy holiday. No, not the 4th of July, the 1st of July, Bobby Bonilla Day. Bonilla, a 16-year veteran who amassed 6 Silver Sluggers, 2010 hits, and a World Championship during his career, was drafted by the White Sox in 1985 and soon traded, spending 6 seasons with an upstart Pirates team. His combined salary through this time in his baseball life was $4.85 million. Bobby first joined the New York Mets in 1992 after signing as a free agent the previous December. The Amazons agreed to a 5-year, $29 million deal, making their new acquisition, at the time, the highest-paid player in baseball history. This first and lesser-known Bobby B. Mets deal was a deferred salary contract, which paid the slugger $500,000 a year from 2004 through 2023. Things didn't work out so smoothly on the field for either party. Though he was selected to 2 All-Star squads during his tenure in the Big Apple, Bobby's average output was not up to the big dollars the Mets were spending. After playing 3 full seasons and half of 1995 in Queens, Bonilla was part of a multiplayer deal constructed by the Mets that sent him to Baltimore. Bobby's journey dropped him off for short stays in Florida and Los Angeles before returning to Shea Stadium in 1999. He officially retired in 2001, but his payday hadn't ended. During his second go-round with the Mets, Bonilla hit just 160 with 19 hits, 18 RBI, and 16 strikeouts in 60 games. More importantly, from a team standpoint, he had become a problem player, constantly feuding with manager Bobby Valentine, benched during an important summer run, and found playing cards during the National League Championship Series. Coming from the Dodgers via trade in November of 1999, Bobby's 4-year, $23.3 million contract had 1 full year remaining, with $5.9 million due. The Mets decided to cut their underperforming star in January of 2000, and both parties agreed to have the contract bought out, with the remaining money paid annually at an 8% interest rate. Beginning in 2011 and lasting until the year 2035, the Mets will cut Bobby a check for $1.193 million. The total payments come to $29.8 million, and upon receipt of his final check, Bobby will be 72 years old. Although it's fun to jest over, the deal may have unintentionally helped the franchise. The Mets used some of the saved money to invest in free agents who would help the club to a World Series berth in 2000. Unfortunately, owner Fred Wilpon took another portion of the freed-up cash to invest in a program run by friend Bernie Madoff, which would cost the former boss over $700 million. Athletes in baseball and several other sports have relied on deferred contracts to keep the money flowing. Hall of Famer Bruce Sutter agreed to sign with Atlanta for the 1985 season with an astounding 6-year, $9.1 million deal. Each season, a salary of $750,000 is doled out with an additional 8% interest. Not only did he retire 2 years before the contract ended, but for the following 30 years, the Braves have paid him $1.12 million per year. Ichiro Suzuki deferred $7 million from his original deal with Seattle and $5 million per year from his 2008 contract at a 5.5% interest rate. Payments from this agreement became active in 2020, with the Mariners paying him through 2032. Brett Saberhagen, who last pitched in 2001, agreed to a payment plan with the Mets in 1993 that pays him $250,000 a year for 25 years. The deal started in 2004 and will end in 2028, when the 2-time Cy Young Award winner will be 63. Ken Griffey Jr. deferred $12 million of his Cincinnati Reds contract, signed in 2000, until after the 9-year deal ended. The kid began picking up checks for $3 million a year starting in 2009, and his last payment will be next year, 8 years after his Hall of Fame induction. What's your biggest one-day payoff?